Living became a big problem for Essie many years ago because she suddenly found herself in the middle of nowhere. Turning left was equally as bad as turning right. Essie was completely confused and traumatized. For quite some time she couldn't talk. Many days she just could not talk. No, she couldn't utter a word. She only knew to take a bite at some foods and sleep. Days have gone and Essie wasn't getting any better. Some of her friends decided to take her to a psychiatrist. They did. And the psychiatrist prescribed drugs. They forced her to take the drugs, but there was zero improvement. Essie was ebbing away. Life wasn't worth living. She contemplated suicide, but resisted that, having known from way back that route was the route of cowards. Essie prided herself as never a coward. But what's going on really? It's been 2 months since she parted ways with Nosa, a courtship they started from their university days. But it ended. Nosa was behaving funny, and she asked why. He gave some lame excuses that his mother wanted him to marry someone else, and that he didn't want to disobey his mom. The mom was the empress of his father's business empire. Nosa is mom's favorite of all the 5 boys. Prior to all these stories, Nosa's mom had always treated Essie well. She had been calling her Iyawomi, meaning my wife. Essie didn't know what to make of what Nosa said, and she wasn't going to ask Nosa's mom either. She wouldn't want to be seen as throwing herself on a man that doesn't seem to want her for whatever reason. First month after the breakup, everything was okay. Essie was coping well. She wasn't going to break in pieces because of Nosa, with whom she had shared so much in the past 3 years. Life must go on. She decided to put herself together, put her broken pieces together and move on. Then just as she was about embracing life again, she heard that Nosa had moved to Port Harcourt. Not that it makes a difference to her anyway. He could move to the Caribbean if he wanted. Essie's best friend on campus, Dara, lives in Port Harcourt. And Essie's younger sister, Zuki, lives in Port Harcourt too. Nosa got a better job in Port Harcourt and moved. Nosa knows both Essie's best friend, Dara, and naturally Essie's younger sister, Zuki. Because of Essie, Zuki and Dara are friends too, and they both live in Port Harcourt. Just a few months ago, Zuki and Dara came visiting Essie in Lagos. They had a great time, talking about everything under the sun they could think of. They all discussed their men and their intentions to marry whoever they had at that time. It was only a matter of time and they would all be settled in their husbands' homes. And then, Nosa came and took them all out. They all had a great time. From this outing, Zuki started talking a lot more with Nosa. She would call him at odd times, odd hours, and Nosa was behaving like a highly prized bride, getting a loving from 2 sisters. And Zuki, who was on a quest to steal Nosa's heart, was coming on strong and stronger. Nosa was loving it all and was responding to Zuki, matching her seductive zest. It was brazen. Nosa was beginning to ignore some love bits and pieces from Essie. In just a few months, Nosa was becoming cold to Essie. He would go to bed thinking deep thoughts on what to do. Of the 2 sisters, who do I choose? He sat up and began talking to himself. I have been on with Essie for some 3 years or so now. Essie is good. Essie is kind. She is considerate. Essie knows me and understands me. Essie pushes for me to be my best. She wouldn't allow me to settle for less, even in my career. And so, she could be harassing sometimes. But the outcome of each harassment is always positive, I must say. But this new babe, Essie's younger sister, Zuki, is cute. Zuki is cute. She is young, she's full of boisterous energy, hurricane love. Like, I really love her loving me hot. I can bet life would be 247 honeymoon with her. Non-stop love and loving. Nosa's mind was made up. He's going for Zuki. How would he tell Essie? How would he break the news that he wanted them to go their different ways, their separate ways? There was no quarrel, just that Nosa's heart shifted. He met with Essie a few times after those thoughts. They went a few places together. He was trying to look for a way to start a quarrel, but Essie handled everything with amazing maturity. Nosa was floored and disappointed each time. Finally, he summoned up courage to call Essie on the phone. How could he mindlessly break Essie's heart on the phone? Anyway, he called her and said, "Hi Essie, I have been thinking we should re-examine this relationship. It's been 3 years now. We are talking about our wedding, but it doesn't seem to be. In short, I am feeling cold feet now about the whole thing. And my mom is no longer interested in this relationship. She wants me to marry another person." Essie listened through and asked, "So what do you really want? Have you found a better babe?" Nosa said, "It's not about finding another babe. I just want us to put this relationship on hold and move on our separate ways after." Essie unconsciously heard tears running down her cheeks. She muttered, "Okay, goodbye." Essie's world got jolted. Her world was heavily rocked. She didn't even know what to do, but she decided to hold herself together and move on. But 2 months ago, her friend Dara called her to check on her and promised to see her in Lagos. She came. She broke the news to Essie. She didn't want to break it on the phone. Zuki was getting married, and Essie didn't even know. In fact, she had done a court wedding. Essie asked, "But why is she uncommunicative? I think her guy is good, so why is she being secretive about her wedding?" Dara said, "Well, Essie, that's why I am here. I don't intend to attend the wedding at all. She said your parents are not coming either, but she's going on ahead." Essie shouted, "Huh? What's going on really? What's going on?" Dara said, "Well, Essie, your sister Zuki is marrying Nosa." Essie shouted and collapsed in bed. "Oh, really? Is that why she is secretive about it? Marrying Nosa? I feel betrayed, but I hope she's able to cope with him. Marriage is not the end of issues. It is a den of challenges which must be carefully handled. I wish Zuki asked me. Nosa was too slippery when we first met. He seemed to have calmed down now. Again, he is not really who you could describe as a solid man. He wavers quite some. Zuki is my sister. Much as I would wish her well, she cannot handle Nosa. She is too temperamental. Ha! Dara, I am hurt deeply. I feel let down, betrayed. But life goes on. There are many other great men out there. At the right time, a more trustworthy man would come. A man I could actually share my life, my world with. Nosa is not the one. I am hurt, but I am happy he is gone. How could I live managing a fellow adult? No, that's a lot of stress, a lot of work. Finally, Nosa and Zuki are married. Esther called her parents and persuaded them to attend the marriage. That at the end of the day, Zuki is still their daughter, in spite of what she did. Zuki was all smiles while Nosa had a tight face. Zuki was already 3 months pregnant and had moved in with Nosa before this court wedding. Zuki convinced her dad that a very small family with family traditional wedding would be conducted for them. That's what they desired. And, well, her father agreed and they did it exactly like that. Zuki was in a hurry to snatch and keep Nosa to herself. Nosa's mother is sophisticated, fake, plastic, and almost always has a cosmetic smile on her face. And she prefers a Zuki because she is younger and she thought would be easily manipulated. Life returned to normal for Nosa and Zuki, or so it seemed. Nosa's mom could afford to lodge in the most expensive hotel in Port Harcourt, but no, she said she would stay in Nosa's house to check out the new wife. But of course, she told Nosa that there's no hotel in Port Harcourt that suits her level. She said, I am highly hotel selective. I could stay in your house no matter how small, as long as I have my own room and I don't have to share the toilet with anyone. She programmed to stay a whole week with them. Second day, Nosa went to work without breakfast because Zuki refused to get out of bed to fix breakfast, and Nosa wouldn't fix the breakfast either. For Nosa's mom, Zuki said, Mama, there's instant oats on the table and some biscuits. Mama said, what are you talking about? Is that supposed to be a joke or what? Are you okay? Mama, I am okay, said Zuki. Just that my body has been paining me. Mama said, paining you that what? Is your head correct? It's like your mission is to stab my son to death. See, if anything happens to my son, you will be in serious trouble. Maybe you have seen he has a lot of inheritance and you want to kill him early to take his inheritance. Be careful, you this girl. Whatever they call you, be very careful. By about 10 a.m., Zuki came out to look for some snacks to eat. She's on leave. Nosa sent her a text. I hope you have tried to fix lunch. Mama said you didn't give her breakfast, that she had to search the fridge to find something. This your style of sleeping up and down will not work, especially with Mama in the house. Zuki didn't respond to his message. Zuki isn't expert in the kitchen. Afternoon, Nosa called, but Zuki refused to answer his call. He came home and it was his mom that opened the door for him. She hadn't taken lunch. Zuki didn't cook. Nosa apologized and said, Mama, I want to take you out for dinner. Mama said, your wife doesn't cook? I've been waiting for her to give me lunch, but she hasn't even come out from the room since around midday. Nosa went out and ate out with his mom. Coming back, Zuki was at the table eating plantain chips. Nosa shouted, "Zuki, why didn't you fix lunch? You are on leave. Mama is here. Why didn't you fix lunch?" Zuki shouted back, "Bia, Nosa, please, enough of that nonsense. Do I look like you people's house help?" Nosa gave her a slap and she held his thigh. Mama came to separate the two fighters. Nosa said, "You are so foolish. I don't know what made me fall for your seduction. You are childish and you lack both wisdom and tact." Zuki said, "You are a very foolish dog. Do you think I am here to lick your ass? I regret ever having anything to do with you." Nosa said, "You regret? You wanted me and you were desperate to get me. Now we are here together. The competition is over, but you cannot even handle one husband. You behaved like a good wife material, but no, you are worse than any woman I have ever dated. You are so wicked. You claimed to love me, but you don't. You have zero care for me, and that's why you have zero care for my mom. She came here to just rest for a few days. Now she can't even rest. She cannot rest with you around." The next day, Nosa's mom left for Lagos. She told Nosa, "I have to leave in case my presence is putting too much pressure on your wife. But I must tell you, she has behaved far below my expectations." Nosa said, "Sorry about everything, Mama. I hope she turns around. Maybe her pregnancy is the matter, though I know she's not the first woman to be pregnant. Mama, I really don't know how long I can put up with her bad, unacceptable behavior." Zuki is still on leave. She has her ex right there in Port Harcourt. He comes to see Zuki during office hours and do some flirtatious things with her. More and more, she enjoys Andy's company better than Nosa's. Nosa had to confront Zuki. "Why do you not fix food in this house when you are on leave? It's like I have to hire a cook. I like to eat at home. If you are not ready to cook while you are home, then you leave me with no options but to hire a cook." And she would live in because she would fix my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Zuki said, "Do whatever pleases you." And so Nosa employed Brie, a very good chef, and she's almost 40 years old and never married. The first few weeks were fine because all Zuki was doing was enjoying the meals Brie fixed. Soon, Zuki noticed that Nosa fondly calls the chef Lady B. And when Zuki retires early to bed, Lady B and Nosa would keep gisting. Zuki soon got a termination letter from her office. She was unfazed. Soon, because of Lady B, Nosa would miss breakfast and come back during break to take brunch and enjoy some chats with Lady B. Zuki started going out, especially since her ex could no longer come to see her because of Lady B's presence at home. That opened a great door for Nosa and Lady B. Nosa started dating her right in his home. Lady B was enjoying all the attention she got as a mistress. Zuki was enjoying her freedom to be with her ex. One day, Zuki's car refused to start after her enjoyment with Andy. Andy had to take her home, and she entered quietly through the back door and found Lady B walking out of their bedroom. She hit her and said, "Husband snatcher." Lady B responded, "I am not. You threw your husband at me. I am only helping." Nosa came out and shouted at pregnant Zuki, "You are prostituting around Port Harcourt and you are calling her husband snatcher? You are always with Andy. Your car is parked in his compound right now." Yes, unknown to Zuki, Nosa put a tracker on the car and tampered with it when he saw she was at Andy's house. "Why didn't you sleep there?" Nosa said. "Why did you not sleep there since your car refused to move?" Zuki said, "So it's like your mom's witchcraft stopped my car, right?" Nosa slapped her. "You call my mom into this?" Zuki hit him back. A real fight started. Thank God Lady B was around to separate them. It's been a daily downward spiral in their relationship. There was never really a deep friendship anyway. It was all flash in the pan fairy love affair. One Saturday morning, Zuki got up and went to Nosa's room to wake him up. Yes, they now sleep in separate rooms. Zuki shouted, "Your Lady B must leave this house today." Nosa said, "Oh, great. You called her my Lady B. She is not leaving." Zuki threatened, "She must leave or..." Nosa interrupted, "Or what? You are threatening me? She's not leaving, oh. You actually can leave immediately. Andy must be waiting for you. Leave. Let's have some rest. Let's have some peace. Leave. Don't waste my time, oh. And the baby you are carrying is probably Andy's baby, not mine." "No problem. You must have noticed that Lady B is pregnant too. I am proudly responsible for that pregnancy." Zuki shouted, "Oh, really? You wicked man." Nosa quickly dressed up and went to Lady B's room. He asked loud enough for Zuki to hear, "Did you say you are seeing the doctor this morning? I will take you. But we have to wait for her to pack out." In an hour or so, Zuki carried 3 boxes out of the room to her car and zoomed off. Lady B's pregnancy kept advancing. She finally gave birth to a baby boy. Nosa told his mom that Zuki had moved out, but didn't tell her about Lady B. But with the arrival of the baby, he had to announce to his mom about Lady B. In a year and a half, Lady B had another baby boy. No marriage, nothing at all. No marriage at all, nothing. Not even going to see Lady B's people. By the 4th year, she had another baby, a baby girl this time. Now, Nosa has 3 children with Lady B. Everything seemed alright, even though Nosa sometimes feels uncomfortable that their families are officially unaware of their relationship. He very much regrets losing Essie because of Zuki's flash in the pan love. It's now 7 years since the first child was born, and they are enrolled in one of the most expensive schools in Port Harcourt. Nosa now has an oil company job. He decided he wanted to pay school fees for the kids for the entire primary school program. His mom supported the idea too. One day, Nosa came home and read a note from Lady B. "Hi, Nosa. I was trying to persuade you to go meet my Buguma people to formalize our relationship. You refused. By our tradition, it means that neither me nor my children have anything called inheritance in your place. So I have to live with them. We want to go and prepare for our future. Don't bother to go to their school to abduct them. The proprietress is my auntie, and she has already instructed about who picks them up. As for me, don't bother. I have used you to make babies, and they don't answer your name anyway. I saw to it that their surname is my father's. You are the Mugu this time. You got your fiery passion satisfied. There was never any love. It was all mechanical relationship. So, goodbye." Nosa broke down. He called his mother, and that one went frantic. She tried to call Lady B, but her number was unreachable as she has changed her number. In his gross confusion, disappointment and trauma, Nosa decided to call Dara, Esse's friend, to chat with her. He said, Dara, long time. Dara responded, yeah, I know you have been busy. Life goes on. So how are you doing? He said, very bad though. Dara said, what's happened? Nosa said, Dara, it's a long story. I don't know if you have the time now. Dara said, sure, I'm not busy now, just resting after church service and lunch. What's going on with you, Nosa? Nosa said, my life is so broken to pieces. Zuki was trouble from day one of marriage. She claimed she was pregnant, but it seems to me that baby is Andy's baby, not mine. And she left me a few months after marriage and moved in with Andy. She has since had the baby and Andy took charge of everything. My chef turned mistress, Lady B, has also left me. Dara shouted, how? But you had three babies, a big kids with her? Nosa said, yes, we had 3 children. But she carried all of them away, saying that I didn't do any marriage rites on her head, and so that the kids are not mine. The saddest of all is that she said that the kids don't even answer my surname. I never bothered to check. All the years of staying with her and paying exorbitant school fees for total primary school education for the children is now all a waste. Dara said, do you really mean she has left you? Nosa said, yes, she has. I feel shattered, completely shattered. My life is in such a mess. I regret everything I did to Essie. She's the person I had the best, deepest relationship with. Will she possibly accept me back? Dara said, I can't answer that too. I think she has completely moved on, as she doesn't even bring you up in our conversations. Nosa asked, is she married? Dara said, she's been talking with a great solid guy like that. I don't know how far they have gone. Nosa said, do you think she would have any chance for me? As in, give me a chance, a second chance again into her heart? Dara said, I don't know. Would you like me to find out? Nosa said, yes, please. Find out for me. Dara said, well, I have to go to Lagos and sit down with her to really talk. It's not a full matter. Nosa said, I will buy your flight tickets to and fro, please. Dara said, okay, coming weekend I am free, I will go that time. Saturday morning, Essie picked Dara from the airport. They had breakfast and normal gist began to roll out. Twice while they were talking, CJ, the solid guy, called. Then Dara brought up the matter, gisted about Nosa and all his escapades and the current situation, and then asked the rude question. Essie, do you ever consider Nosa a suitable husband for you? Essie shouted, God forbid! How can? After all the mess? He married my sister, small, after jilting me, and then had 3 kids with his mistress. Then I will come and clean up and marry him, clean up his mess and marry him. Dara, it's like you don't love me, oh. Dara said, of course you know I love you. I just wanted to know if your heart is clear on this. Essie interrupted, my heart is very clear. Nosa is work. W-O-R-K. That is what Nosa is. I told you that some years ago. I don't want to have to do the work again. I want a solid man. I have had many like Nosa come to me, but I never got along with them for more than a month or 2. I don't want such men, I beg. I want a solid guy. One who is strong as a lion, meek as a lamb, full of love and kindness, and at the same time steady and highly principled, intelligent, wise, one that doesn't waver like leaves being blown by a wind. I don't want a banana man around me anymore. No, sir. Never. He is a man who falls for just anything because he doesn't have the inner stamina, the inner capacity to stand for something. While I was with him, I was trying to help him build up. I bought some great books for him to read and recommended books just to help him build inner personal capacity. It was a struggle then, so I know he left everything where we stopped. And today he is reaping the seeds he planted and enjoying the weeds he didn't uproot. No, CJ is solid. When we talk, it's like you are in the presence of greatness and you flow along with a great mindset. CJ challenges me to grow. I prefer that, Dara. Dara said, you are right. It is best to have a man that gives you positive growth challenges. And if both of you are good, it will be like iron sharpening iron. Wow. Nosa. How many times have I called you? Firm up. Build capacity for the next level. Why would Nosa be blown about by Zuki's infatuation and crush? He even littered his fiancée of many years because Zuki, his would-be sister-in-law, was sending him love notes. What do you think or have to say about this Nosa? Again, why would he even go at all to his fiancée's younger sister? Anyway, what do you really think about him? Do you have some advice for the Nosas of our communities? What about Lady B? She used Nosa to make babies free of charge. Nosa thought he was smart. He wanted to raise babies without the definite commitment of marrying the Lady B properly by meeting all the demands of her people. His chef turned to his mistress. What about Essie? What do you think of her stance? Should she go back to Nosa since Nosa wants her now? What advice do you have for the likes of Zuki? Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please encourage us to roll out more African folk tales, more African real life stories by giving this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. Yes, please remember to click the bell icon so you will be among the first to know when we upload another very interesting story video. And please share our stories with your friends and family. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there for us. This is African Folk Tales ChinChin. Till our next video, remain truly amazing. Goodbye.